Hey guys, welcome back. How are you? I hope you are well. Today we are starting off my favorites for 2020. My favorites was requested by Leah that I do a favorites video, and I told her I would at the end of the year. And as I was compiling all of my favorites, I was like, well, do I do just them all at once, or do I break them down into categories? How should I do this? And I thought, let's break it down. High-end drugstore, then I will do my eyeshadows, and then the last one will be skincare, hair care, and I will have a fails video, but it will be all compiled into one. So that's kind of how my favorites are going to go for this year. I hope that you enjoy them. I had a lot of fun putting together my favorites. I'm going to try and go from how we put on makeup. I may miss a step here or there, so if I do, I apologize. And I don't have items for every category. So my favorite eye primer is NARS Smudge Proof Eye Base. I really like this eye primer. I think it really holds your eyeshadow in place. It keeps it from creasing or rubbing off. Whenever I use the NARS Smudge Proof Eye Base, I know that my shadow is going to be there at the end of the day, that it is going to continue to look very nice. If on some other planet I had a date, I would use this because it really holds your look and it's not going to let it move. You're not going to have issues with, transfer, with creasing, with you having an eye look and then not having an eye look. You guys know what I mean, because that happens. At least it happens to me all the time. Face primer would be the next step after I did my eyeshadow, which we'll talk about at another time. But for my face primer, this will not be of any surprise to you guys. That is my Ciate London Watermelon Burst Hydrating Primer. I have talked ad nauseum about this primer, so I won't, continue to drone on about it. I am just blown away how hydrated my face feels when I use this, how fresh my face looks, how healthy my face looks when I use this primer. It doesn't matter what foundation I use with this. If I'm using this primer, my complexion looks good, and I just really like this. So once I'm done with all of the primers that are in my collection, this is definitely going to be something that I will repurchase in the future, hands down. As long as they're making it, it will be within hand's reach of me. Foundation, again, I have talked about this quite a bit this year, and that is my Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue foundation. Beautiful foundation. It lays beautifully. It is a hydrating foundation. I know that sounds really weird that a foundation is hydrating, but my skin looks so healthy with this. It feels comfortable. 9 times out of 10 when I wear a foundation, my skin feels tight in some way. Sometimes it feels really parched, like I have just scorched my face out in the sun. But with this, it never felt that way. It didn't matter what primer I had on underneath. It just was a really comfortable, beautiful foundation. And while the coverage is more than I tend to wear, it's like a medium to full coverage. It doesn't feel like a full coverage foundation, so I never had a problem with wearing it because it was so comfortable. And my skin looked flawless. You didn't see my my dark spots or my hyperpigmentation, it just didn't come through. Absolutely beautiful. Concealer, I've had a rough go of concealer this year. That mascara I had a problem with, but I've had these in my collection for maybe half a year, and I use them off and on, mostly when I have a special occasion, and that is my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. I have the shade Creme Brulee, and then is this Canali? I don't know how to pronounce it, but I have these two. One is a light neutral and one is a light cool. I really like how the NARS concealers lay. When they say they're creamy, they are rather creamy. One thing I have a problem with, even if a concealer is, creamy and can, should be able to, are fluid enough to spread on my skin, 9 times out of 10 they soak in and I can't get them to spread because my skin is so dry, and then it looks like, I've had to really manipulate that concealer. With these concealers, I don't have that problem. They are very fluid in that you can manipulate them, that they spread out, that they lay beautifully. Your under eye looks very hydrated, and just, I can't say I have a smooth under eye. I don't. I have wrinkles, I have dry skin, but when I wear this, it's the smoothest I can get with makeup. After concealer, I do cream products. Actually, I usually do my cream products and then concealer, but that's okay. We're just going with it. Cream products have been a huge part of my life this year. I have really enjoyed using cream products, and I have used a ton of cream products. So let's talk bronzer first. And I have my Milk Makeup Cream Bronzer, and this is in the shade Baked. It is the lightest shade. This bronzer is amazing, guys. It glides on really smooth, so that is what it looks like, and then it blends out gorgeous, just gorgeous. Baked becomes kind of like this nice soft tan that you would have during the summer, and it's the best formula of a cream bronzer I've ever used. And I've used a few cream bronzers. They haven't been as present in my life as they have been this year, but I have used different ones, and this is by far the easiest one to use, to manipulate, and looks the best on the skin, to be honest. Cream highlighter would be the next one that I would use. It is Benefit's High Beam. This is a beautiful pink highlighter, and you guys know I love a pink highlighter, but this is a blinding highlight. That is what it looks like if you take the sponge and directly place it onto your cheek. Now, I didn't do that. I put some on the back of my hand and then picked it up with a sponge. But I just think this is absolutely stunning. Maybe it's because I love a good pink highlighter. I don't know. But I just think this High Beam is gorgeous. I don't even know where I got this from, but I am so glad that I have it because I'm enjoying it. So this is Tarte's Beach Cheeks Cream Blush. It's from their Sugar Rush line, and this is in the shade Ocean Girl. It is a beautiful nude blush. That is what Ocean Girl looks like. A beautiful, healthy, nude blush. It pulls a little bit of towards a pinky brown, but I just think it gives you that sun-kissed flush. And It wears beautifully. It dries down quickly to a powder. I really enjoy the Tarte's formula for the cream blushes. There's one other shade that I would really like to get because it's a peachy pink, but this is the one I have. I have two powders that I've really enjoyed this year. The first one is my MAC Skin Finish Mineralized Pressed Powder, I think is what it's called, and it's in the shade Light. Beautiful formula. Oh my heavens. I don't think I've ever played with a powder that gives me such a soft, somewhat airbrushed look to my face. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous powder. And I really enjoy it. Even though I'm not a big powder user, I was blown away at the beauty of that Skin Finish powder. It was definitely different than my drugstore powders that I have been using for as long as I've been using powders. Totally different. Changed the game for me, which probably wasn't a good thing. The other powder is Laura Mercier's translucent pressed powder. Oh, I picked this up right before I moved last year, and I used it, a couple of times, but I really didn't have an opinion on it. And then I used it this year, and oh my, this is a beautiful powder. Again, gives you this really soft, somewhat airbrushed look to your face, and just gives you a nice, healthy glow. I don't think there's any type of shimmery particles in it, and I guess that's not what I'm talking about. It doesn't give me a matte canvas, which a lot of powders do, and so that's why I really enjoy this powder. That's why I really enjoy both of these powders, because I still look healthy and fresh and youthful instead of cakey and dry and crepey and old. From first use, I couldn't believe how amazing both of these bronzers were. The first one is my Bobbi Brown Illuminating Bronzing Powder, and this is in the shade Ibiza. It is a beautiful shimmery bronzer. It has this really soft sheen to it. And what I like about this bronzer is, one, it's not overly dark, so you have to build it up if you want it to be striking, but it doesn't have a really heavy like red or orange presence in there. It's more of a, brown, which I appreciate. And that shimmer, I never thought I liked a shimmery bronzer until this year, and I really fell in love with more than one shimmery bronzer. So that is Ibiza by Bobbi Brown. Just a beautiful shade, and it blends out beautifully. And you do have to build it up if you want a bolder bronzer. Unless you really dig into that bronzer with your brush and then go in, you're going to have to build it up, because it's a very light wash. That way you can get this healthy glow to the point that you want, versus going in and going, oh, which is what I did on this next one. And that is my Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer. This had been in my collection for a while. I had never used it. Then I tried it and I fell in love. I just swirled my brush around this bronzer. What did I have this in? Shop My Stash or my weekly product pan. I don't know. But anyways, I had this in one of those short-term projects, and I couldn't believe how beautiful this bronzer was. I mean, look at that shade. That is the two shades swirled together, which is how I wore it. It gives you this really nice, shimmery, healthy glow. The one thing with this, though, is while it doesn't swatch overly well, when you use your brush to pick it up, it picks it up. I swirled it once, went on, and I was like, oh, 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 blend, 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 because it got too much. So yeah, very pigmented. You do have to be a little more careful with Sun Bunny than you do with Ibiza, but beautiful, beautiful shade. I love the shimmers in it. And like I said, I never thought I liked a shimmery bronzer, but this year is the year of shimmery bronzers for me. Both of these formulas are beautiful, and I just really like the natural, healthy, like sun-kissed glow that these two bronzers give me. Next would be highlighter. This one I have had in my collection for quite a while, but I just started using it recently, and I cannot put it down. That is why it is in my favorites for 2020, and that is my Benefit Dandelion Twinkle. It's this beautiful peachy, soft peachy shade that just gives you this really beautiful, healthy kiss. It is what I have on my cheeks today, although I have been wearing this makeup for a while. It is what I have on as a highlighter today. Beautiful formula. It just, buffs out beautifully and gives you this nice, beautiful, peachy sun-kissed highlight. I love a good pink or peach highlight, and this is just one of the most stunning highlighters I have ever used. I wish Benefit did not have this huge packaging with it, but as far as product, amazing. And then I have one blush that I truly fell in love with this year. This is actually a highlighter, but oh my, I cannot have a favorites without mentioning Adults Only by Nabla. Look at this gorgeous red. It's like a reddish bronze shade, and I use this as a blush. Look at that. And you have to be really careful when you use this, especially if you are a light skin tone like me. But when you blend it out, buff it out, it gives you just this really beautiful, like you've had a sunburn, and it just gives you a really healthy flush to your cheeks that gives you that sun-kissed glow that is just absolutely stunning. I didn't think I would like this as a blush, but I thought I would try it, and oh my, yes. Adults Only, gorgeous, gorgeous shade, and anytime I have a chance to use it, I do. Does it work with all of my looks? No. But when it does, I do grab it because it is such a beautiful blush. Face palettes, I have 3. One is a blush palette, so I will talk about that one first because it kind of goes hand in hand with Nabla, and that's my Lovecraft Beauty blush palette. I have had this for a while, and then I pulled it in to shop my stash, I believe. I used all of these shades. I even used Dauphine as a bronzer. Gorgeous, gorgeous blushes, just beautiful, easy to blend. They complement any look. I mean, you're covering cool, warm, and neutral here, and they complement any look you have, but mixing them together is beautiful. On their own is beautiful. As a bronzer is beautiful. Those are the 3 blushes right there. Aren't they just gorgeous? Just gorgeous. And they're as smooth as butter. One of the best blush formulas that I have. Very beautiful formula. The next one won't be of any surprise to you. That is my Tarte & Hannah Maloke face palette. This is from the Sugar Rush line, I believe. Yes, it is. And we have 2 bronzers, 2 blushes, and 2 highlights. Just gorgeous formula. Oh my word. I could not stop using this. Now I only used this one once and I think this one once, but all the rest I used quite a few times. Just beautiful to work with. They blend beautifully. Now they're not as buttery as Lovecraft Beauty, but they are really pigmented and they blend beautifully. That's the top three on there. They just give you this really beautiful, healthy flush to your skin. All of these shades do. Now, this blush down in the bottom here, I wore the heck out of it. I could not get enough of that blush. It's just a beautiful peachy, it's like a peachy brown maybe. So those are the 6 shades from the Hannah Malokan Tarte palette. Beautiful. There is one bronzer that is matte. Everything else in here is a shimmer. And, well, of course the highlighters are shimmers, but they are all absolutely stunning. And right now they're on sale. It's a great time. And it's a beautiful, beautiful formula. I don't know if I mentioned that, but this is really good. All right, and the last face palette, again, will not be of any surprise. It's my Becca and Chloe and Malika collab face palette. This is Chloe's. I never got Malika's. They had it on Becca, and when I finally had the funds, it had sold out, so I was so bummed. So this is the 4 shades. You have a highlighter, you have a blush, you have a bronzer. This is what started my love of a shimmery bronzer. And then you have another blush. I pulled this out for weekly product pan, I believe, one week, and it did not go back in the drawer for months. I finally forced myself because my Project Pan products were being somewhat neglected. So this is the top row. It's swatched backwards. But this is the highlighter, then the blush, and then this is the bottom row. We have the blush and the bronzer. So there, even though it's backwards. Well, I guess it kind of mirrors what it looks like there. Beautiful formula, beautiful on the skin. Oh my heavens, this just gives you a really healthy, beautiful glow to your skin. Just phenomenal. I can't, there's no words to express how beautiful this face palette is. It's just hands down the best one I have in my collection, and I have a lot of face palettes, and I have many that I love. So for me to say it's the best one I have, yeah, those are big words. Okay, once I get all my powder products on, I go back and finish up my eyes. I use eyeliner to finish up, put on my mascara, and do my brows. Now, I don't have a brow pencil. Eyeliners are next. I actually have 2 brands here. Even though I have multiple pencils here, I only have 2 brands. And I'm not going to talk about them a whole lot because I talk about them all the time. But I have my Marc Jacobs Eyeliner pencil. This is in the shade Peridot. I really like the formula of Marc Jacobs eyeliners, and you guys have heard me say time and time again, I want more of his pencils because once you put them down, they stay. They're not going anywhere. Whether you tight line with them, put them in your waterline, on your lid, your upper or lower lash line, it doesn't matter. They're going to stay. And I'm a lover of eyeliners, and for them to stay in place and not budge, it's not that common. So yeah, it's that ever elusive product you're always chasing, and I found it in Marc Jacobs Eyeliners. The other eyeliner brand that I have in high-end is Sephora's Contour Sticks. I love Sephora's eyeliners. They're very creamy. They're gorgeous. The only thing I don't like about them is they don't stay in your waterline, you know, or if you tight line with them, that, trust me, they come a running down right away. But on the lash line, they're gorgeous, and they come in some of the most beautiful shades. Like this one is, what is this? This one is Indulge Yourself. It's a beautiful green. I'm not going to swatch all of these. This one is Eccentric Blue. It's a beautiful, vibrant, almost, you know, bordering blurple purple, even though it says it is a blue. I mean, look at that. Is that not blurple or purple? And then I have a blue, I have a teal, and then I have this beautiful, like, it's, I think, a dusty pink, and it's Malibu. So it comes in beautiful shades, very creamy formula. It just doesn't work if you want to tight line with them or put it on your waterline. But lash line, gorgeous, and they always have them on sale. So I only pick them up when they're on sale because I know that they're going to go on sale at some point. So yeah, I think I'll stop watching once they put T-Rex on sale. Hint, hint, nod, nod, wink, wink, Sephora. Then I'll quit watching them. But until then, I'm going to continue watching their sales. And this is not going to be a surprise to any of you who watch my channel. My Clinique High Impact Mascara. Oh, I have never seen my lashes look as long, as lush, as full-bodied as I do when I use my Clinique High Impact. And this is one out of a couple of mascaras that I have used this year that I have not had problems with it transferring down onto my under eye area. That has been a huge problem with me. I've had a lot of mascaras that I've really liked. I've really liked the formula. And then as I wear it, it transfers. And I don't know why it's been that way this year. I've never really had that big of an issue with transference like that, but this year I have, and I am so glad this didn't do it because my lashes look phenomenal to me. I look like I'm wearing false lashes when I use the Clinique High Impact. So just gorgeous. If you guys have been around for a while, you know how I feel about setting sprays. I just find them to be, you know, an unneeded step. Face mists work just as well as setting sprays, in my humble opinion. And I don't like setting sprays for the most part because they feel like my face is glued. You know, it's like sucked down. There's shellac over my face, and I don't like that in a setting spray. And Fix Plus, I do not have that feeling whatsoever. My skin feels really hydrated and nourished. It looks hydrated and nourished. It just looks phenomenal when I use that setting spray, and I can use it as a setting spray. I can use it as a facial mist throughout the day, and it just feels divine. And I really love the product. Did I ever think I would find something that beat out my e.l.f. setting spray? No. But the Fix Plus by MAC, definitely, you know, price point, it does not beat it. But as a setting spray and the comfort of it, it beats my e.l.f. and I just can't imagine anything beating my e.l.f. But it does. Lip balm. Thank you to my friend Kelly for sending this to me. I am in love with this product, and that's Fresh's Sugar Lip Balm. This one is in Rose. It gives you just a really like just been kissed wash of color to your lips, but so nourishing. Oh my heavens. I have had hit and miss with Fresh products, but this lip balm is so hydrating to the lips. You guys have known about how the corners of my mouth have been tearing apart all year. And so I've used a lot of lip balms and glosses trying to rehydrate that. And this is one of the balms that actually works to rehydrate and help my lips heal back up. Not all balms have done that this year, but this one definitely has. And it's just a beautiful, it's that perfect lip balm to put on, whether you're wearing a mask or just running out, like say down to the mailbox, because it gives you just that just kissed look, but is so nourishing and it doesn't stain your mask. I never thought I would talk about, worrying about lip products that stain a mask. But that one definitely doesn't, and it just is very hydrating. As I have found if I put a lip balm on under my mask, 9 times out of 10 it comes off, onto my mask and doesn't really sink into my skin or into my lips. Fresh's is one that the Fresh Sugar Balms are definitely ones that you put on your lips and they don't all of a sudden transfer onto your mask and then you're getting balm smeared all over your face. It's already sunk into your skin, and so it's nourishing your lips, giving you that moisture that you need, especially because with a mask you're just breathing your air in and out, and so it's extremely drying to the lips. And that is one that it goes on your lips, it stays on your lips, and it just hydrates them. Lip gloss, no surprise, I don't have my favorite one because it is completely used up, but Tower 28's glosses this year have hit it out of the park. This is my third bottle. This is their milky line. This one is oat. I like the sheer line better, although there's nothing wrong with this one. It's just I prefer the sheer, but the gloss itself is just as good whether you get one of their milky shades that have a little bit of tint to them, or if you get their sheer formula. The gloss itself is phenomenal. See how it gives it a glossy finish, but it doesn't look wet. You don't get any type of stringiness from it. See? Nothing like that. Well, that really doesn't bother me because if lip glosses do that, I just don't put a heavy layer of it. It doesn't matter how heavy a layer you put of the Tower 28, it never gets stringy or tacky, which is nice. Lipsticks. I don't have any lipsticks. I have liquid lipsticks. Lime Crime's Melon Smoothie. It's in their Plushes line. I've seen it listed as a liquid lipstick and a lip gloss. There's no way this is a lip gloss. It dries down solid, and it's a little bit drying, but this was my saving grace all fall. I put this over a lip product that just wasn't quite fallish, and it has enough of that peachy nude in there to change it, to give it just a fall vibe. So Melon Smoothie, oh, it was my saving. I was so thankful to have it this fall. It sat in my drawer forever, and then fall came and I tried it and it worked beautifully. But that's it for my favorites for my high end. What were some of your favorites for this year? Were any of them any that I mentioned? That's it, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please take good care, be safe, be smart, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.